If you don't like history but still love mysteries, then this story is for you. Imagine a world where the lines between fact and fiction blur, where the actions of a few can alter the course of nations. This is not a spy novel, this is real life. Discover how the CIA secretly shaped the fate of nations. The Central Intelligence Agency, often shrouded in secrecy, played a pivotal role in the geopolitical landscape of the 20th century. Their covert operations were not just about gathering intelligence, they were about wielding power and influence on a global scale. During the Cold War, the CIA wasn't just gathering intelligence, they were making history. The ideological battle between the United States and the Soviet Union led to a series of clandestine operations aimed at curbing the spread of communism and protecting American interests. Let's start with Iran in 1953. Iran, a country rich in oil, became a focal point of Cold War tensions. The democratically elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh made a bold move that would set the stage for a dramatic confrontation. Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh nationalized Iran's oil, challenging Western interests. This decision was seen as a direct threat to the economic and strategic interests of the United States and Britain, who had long benefited from Iran's oil resources. The US didn't like that one bit. The nationalization of oil was perceived as a move towards communism, and in the context of the Cold War, this was unacceptable. The Eisenhower administration, driven by the fear of a domino effect, decided to take action, enter Operation Ajax. The CIA orchestrated a coup, ousting Mossadegh and reinstating the Shah. This covert operation, one of the first of its kind, involved a complex web of propaganda, bribery, and political maneuvering. The result? Control over Iranian oil was back in Western hands, but it left a legacy of resentment. The coup d'etat not only destabilized Iran, but also sowed the seeds of anti-American sentiment that would have long-lasting repercussions. Fast forward to Chile in 1973. Chile, under the leadership of President Salvador Allende, was undergoing significant political and social changes. Allende's socialist policies and his alignment with communist ideologies alarmed the United States. President Salvador Allende was pushing socialist reforms, and the US feared a domino effect of communism in Latin America. The Nixon administration, determined to prevent another Cuba, saw Allende's government as a threat that needed to be neutralized. So the CIA stepped in again. They supported a military coup led by General Augusto Pinochet, overthrowing Allende and installing a brutal dictatorship. This intervention was marked by covert funding, psychological warfare, and direct support to the Chilean military. The human cost was high, thousands of lives lost, and decades of oppression. Pinochet's regime was characterized by widespread human rights abuses, including torture, disappearances, and extrajudicial killings. The scars of this dark period are still felt in Chile today. These covert operations were driven by Cold War paranoia and geopolitical strategies, but the repercussions were felt by ordinary people. The CIA's actions, while aimed at protecting American interests, often led to significant suffering and instability in the targeted nations. Iran and Chile still bear the scars of these interventions. The legacy of these covert operations is evident in the political and social landscapes of these countries. In Iran, the 1953 coup contributed to the rise of the Islamic Revolution in 1979. In Chile, the memory of Pinochet's dictatorship continues to influence contemporary politics. The CIA's involvement in these overthrows is a dark chapter in history, revealing just how far governments will go to protect their interests. These operations, once shrouded in secrecy, have been gradually unveiled through declassified documents and historical research. It's a stark reminder: the actions of a few can shape the destiny of many. The decisions made in the corridors of power can have profound and lasting impacts on the lives of ordinary people. The stories of Iran and Chile are just two examples of how covert operations can alter the course of history. So next time you hear about Iran or Chile, remember, history isn't just written by the victors, it's engineered by the secretive and the powerful. Stay curious, stay informed. Understanding the past is crucial to making sense of the present and shaping a better future. The legacy of the CIA's secret overthrows serves as a powerful lesson in the complexities of international relations and the far-reaching consequences of covert actions.